Alright guys, so we are on lesson 4 of chapter 3, and we are going to be learning how to multiply in decimals and annexing zeros when you are multiplying decimals. So we first have find 3.6 times 0.05. So it's important to notice how many decimal places there are. So there are 1 decimal place in 3.6, and there are 2 in 0.05. So we need to remember that we need to move a total of 3 times because there's 3 numbers behind the decimals. So also remember, you do not need to line up the decimals, okay, when you are multiplying. All right, then they'll make you move too many times, and it's just a pain in the butt. So just remember, when you are multiplying decimals, you do not need to line up decimals when you're multiplying. So if we start multiplying out, we have 5 times 6 is 30, so it's 0, carry the 3. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 3 is 18. Okay, since we have a 0 here, we're going to put on our next line, and we're going to have an X or a 0, which indicates that we're starting our next line with that 0. So we go to these two again, so 0 times 6, 0 times 3, and our third number, we're going to put 2 X's, and we're going to start on our third number. So we have 0 times 6 again, and then 0 times 3, and we're going to add that together, which is going to be 0, 8, 1, and 0. So I'm going to rewrite that right here. So we're going to have 0, 1, 8, 0, right? And we need to still move a number of 3 times. So if we move, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 decimal place. So our answer is going to be 0.180, or you can drop the 0 in the back, and you can get 0.18 as your answer. All right, so now we need to find 0.12 times 7.2. So we're going to kind of round this. So we're going to do 0.12, that would probably be about 0, and then 7.2, that's going to be 7 or 0. So it's going to be a really low number. So remember that this has 3 decimal places. 0.12 or 112 has 3 decimal places, and 7.2 has 1 decimal place, which is giving us a total of 4 decimal places that we will need to move. So if we start multiplying, we have 2 times 2 is 4, and then 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 1 again is 2, 2 times 0 is 0. Starting our second line, make our first is an X. Then we have 7 times 2 is 14, carry the 1, 7 times 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8, 7 times 1 is 7, and 7 times 0 is 0. So let's add those together. So 4 and 0 is 4, 2 and 4 is 6, 8 and 2 is 10, carry the 1, 1 and 7 is 8, and then 0. Right? And now we need to remember to move our places 4 times. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, our answer should be 0.8064. Okay? And that is close to our 0. Okay? Alright. Continuing on. Alright, so we are going to find what 0.067 and times 1.4 is. So remember, we have 3 decimal places up top, we have 1 on the bottom, so that gives us a total of 4 decimal places. So if we start multiplying like normal, 4 times 7 is 28, carry the 2, 4 and 6 is 24, plus 2 is 26, carry the 2 again, 4 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2, 4 plus 4 times 0 is 0. Again, and when we're making our next number, we have to do a X or a 0 there for the first number, and then we continue on. So 1 times 7 is 7, 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 0 is 0, and 1 times 0 is 0. And we add that together, and we are going to get 8 plus 0, which is 8, okay? And then 7 and 6 is 13, carry the 1. We have 6 plus 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9, and then we have our zeros here. And remember, we have to move 4 times, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so our answer should be 0.0938. Okay. All right, so if we're looking at this, we have 3 here and 2 here, okay? Before I even bothered to look at what the numbers were, I looked to see how many decimal places there were. So I have 2 in 0.45 and 3 in 0.053, and so 2 plus 3 is 5, so I will have to move 5 decimal places after the 0, or after I get my answer. So let's continue multiplying. So let's start with 3 times 5 is 15, carry the 1. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13, carry the 1. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. All right, starting our second number, we're going to put an X there, and then 5 times 5 is 25, so 5, carry the 2. Then we have 5 times 4 is 20, plus 2 is 22, 2, carry the 2, 5 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2, and again, we have our third number now, so we'll put 2 x's, so 1, 2, 3, so that's going to be 3 zeros, because anything times 0 is 0, so again, now we have our fourth number, so we have 3, so 0, 0, 0 again, and now we're going to add, so 5 plus 0 is 5, 3 plus 5 is 8, 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 plus 0 is 2, and 0 and 0. So our answer is 0, 0, 2, 3, 8, 5, and we have to move 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So our answer is 0.02385. All right. If we did the same multiplying, but we did not use our decimals and add any extra zeros, we would still get this number, okay, just without the extra zeros. But then if we move the decimal places 5 times, then we get exactly this number that we were looking for. All right. A certain car can travel 28.45 miles with 1 gallon of gas. The gasoline tank can hold 11.5 gallons. How many miles can this car travel on a full tank of gas? Justify your answer. So it said that we can do 28.45 miles and multiply that by 11.5. So down here we have 2 decimal places, and then we have 1 decimal place, so that gives us a total of 3 decimal places altogether. So at the end we're going to have to multiply by 3, or move our decimal place by 3. So to start off, we need to multiply. So 5 times 5 is 25, carry the 2, 5 and 4 is 20, plus 2 is 22, carry the 2, 5 and 8 is 40, plus 2 is 42. Carry the 5 and 2 is 10, plus 4 is 14. Next number, first starting line number, our letter is X, or 0. You can put a 0 there. Okay, 1 and 5, 1 and 4, 1 and 8, 1 and 2. Okay, and now our third number, so that means that we have 2 X's now. 1 and 5, again, 1 and 4, and then 1 and 2. Make sure that you are lining these up correctly. Oh, I missed a number. This is supposed to be 8. If you don't line these up correctly, then you won't get the right answer. Okay, so I'm going to move this over here so I have a little bit more room. So our answers are, we have 5, 0, X, and then we have X, 5, 2, 2, 4, 5, 4, 8, 2, 5, 8, 2, and then 4, 4, and 1. All right, now let's add these together and then move our decimal places. So 5 plus 0 is 5, 2 and 5 is 7, 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 5 is 11, carry the 1. We have, this is 4 plus 8 is 12, plus 4 is 16, plus 1 is 17, carry the 1. We have 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11, plus 4 more is 12, carry that 1, and 2 plus 1 is 3. And now we need to move our decimal places 3 times, which means we will start from the right, move our way left, so 1, 2, 3. And so we can do 327 miles and some weird decimal at the end. Okay, so usually when you are going to round with gas too, or with miles, you probably round this up to 0.18. Okay, we're not going to worry about that right now. All right, so if you need any extra help, please let me know. Math meetings are Monday through Thursday, 2:45 to 3:15. Email me if you need anything else.